Uh, my bad, guys. That one's a little bit on me, I think, because just before that third goal, I literally said to my wife, probably should get 2 points out of this one. Definitely need to get at least 1 point out of this one. And I swear, 5 seconds later, they scored. Now, to be fair, I'm on a bit of a delay on how I watch these games, so in reality, that puck was probably already in the net at the stadium before I even said that. But didn't make it all the more or any less ironic when literally 5 seconds after I say that they put the puck in the net. Two periods of very frustrating hockey. I felt like we were definitely the better team. Now, not beyond dominant by any means. Our top six, I think, absolutely cooked essentially the entire game. Our bottom six were basically no shows and were more so just detriments to more so than anything else. They had some decent moments, but all in all, I was definitely not impressed by our bottom six. Yes, Holla had the breakaway goal, but that was off of a sick pass from Brett in a kind of in between line change type situation. So, really, this was half of our forwards showing up, the other half not so much. Our top four D men, I thought, played pretty well, and then that bottom pairing had defensive moments, but that's also because they were hemmed into their own zone a lot there. So, definitely not on the front foot for the majority of the game that you would want to see from fully rolling lines. But the true NHL players, the long term guys, definitely showed up tonight. I thought played very well, even if they all didn't produce. I mean, unless anything does change there. Nico did get a point. We got a Timo point. We got a Luke point. We got a Nemeth point. We got a Mercer point. We got a Holtz point. All that is fantastic. Brett Toffoli, no points there, but I thought they actually played very well. Lots of chances for that line with Nico throughout the entire game, really. Same thing with the second line with Mikey being the only one on that line to not get a point. Yeah, no 5-on-5 goals definitely stinks. I point that out a lot in these videos, whether it's for or against. That's 2 games in a row now with no 5-on-5 goals. If not for the double minor, who knows? But we did end up scoring twice there. That is definitely good for the power play. Obviously, it is not the same without Jack. The power play, he is the life and blood. Everything runs through him on the power play, so without it, it's obviously lacking a little bit. But I did think on the first power play, even though the first unit only got less than half of the time, they did have a couple chances, even if there wasn't any direct shots on net. The second unit was basically an absolute flub. Now, the second power play, I thought the first unit had a lot of really good chances. Probably should have had a goal on it. Second unit, again, didn't do too much with it. And then the double minor, both units show up, score. That's what you like to see there. So that part was great. The 5-on-5, like I said, top six, yes, love to see that. Bottom six, no. Bottom pairing, not so much. Top four defensemen for the most part also was looking good. I thought Dawes, this was probably his weakest game of the bunch. But that being said, I don't think he had a very poor game. To go over the goals against here, the first goal was just a fairly somewhat fluky play. Dawes probably should not leave the net in that situation, just given the how the guys were coming back on both teams to not just pressure him, but to relieve that pressure. Kind of kept him somewhat out of position, but then it was also Mercer not making the best play along the boards there, giving up the pass from Caulfield, and then Slavkovsky, I mean, yeah, from behind the net to dead center slot shot with no defender in between that. Not going to put that on the goalie. So could Dawes have had that? Probably. And I almost for sure would say if you asked him directly, he would say, yeah, I could have had that one, but I don't put that on him. Second goal, 2-on-1 play. I thought Nemeth actually played it very well up until the pass. I thought he basically I'm blanking on the Montreal player name, but anyhow, begins with an M, I'm pretty sure. Cornered him off, basically had him all the way down to the goalie line, which gave Dawes an almost guaranteed save there. The problem is he played the pass wrong. It seemed like he didn't take the half second, which I don't really blame him. You want to obviously play the player, but didn't fully read where the other Habs player was going. He played the backdoor tap in. Instead, the guy stayed in the slot center ice. Basically gave him a free shot there. Dawes was even somewhat close on that, but obviously that's a goal that if you don't have a defender right on the guy, that's in probably what 90+% of the time there. So again, 2-on-1, guy has a clean shot at the net. Dawes, I thought, played. You have to play the shooter there as Dawes. You have to. So I don't even put that one too much on Dawes. The third one, so the first one I can put on Dawes a little bit from coming out of the net, but when he actually got reestablished in the net, it's kind of a tough save to make, but still he has to take a little of the blame. Second goal, don't really put any of it on him. The third goal, he makes the initial save, gives up the rebound. You want him to cover that puck up there, and instead it sits in front of him for that split second too long. They dig the puck out, basically get a tap-in goal from Caulfield, getting on, in his opinion, the right side of Marino. In our opinion, the wrong side of Marino. You'd like to see Marino get on the net side there, but Caulfield is small and shifty, great skater, great stick, strong on the puck, small, low center of gravity, all that stuff. There's a reason he is as good as he is at his size. So, yeah, it's a bit frustrating. I mean, that third goal was definitely a bit of a defensive breakdown. The initial shot that led to the rebound probably never should have happened, and yet it did. So, I mean, that's really the game in a nutshell, I think. Top 6, great. Top 4, pretty good. Bottom pairing, bottom 6, not so great. Goaltending was what you need in a game. Should we have had a bit more offense in this one? Yeah, but Montembeau played a very good game. Timo probably could have had a goal or two. Mikey definitely could have had a goal. Mercer even had a couple great chances. Toffoli probably could have potted one or two. Montembeau played a really good game, so it is frustrating there. I don't really have too much else to say. I feel like we were the better team, and we let this one kind of slip away in the sense that shouldn't have been down 2-0. Shouldn't have given up the lead there late in the third. Is there anyone else I want to touch on? Luke playing sick, getting the most minutes was great. Nemec has that one rookie mistake, which leads to a goal against, but otherwise I think plays a very solid game. Our 2 rookie defensemen, I mean, the sky is the limit there. It is a bright, bright future that we can look forward to, and I definitely am looking forward to that, for sure. I know a lot of fans were thinking, this was a cup contending team this year. The injuries have really thrown a wrench into that. I'm still very confident in our playoff hopes there. But if there is any bright light in this season at all through the injuries, it is Nemec and Luke Hughes. Those 2 rookie defensemen, 20 and 19 years old, are bright stars that we can look forward to for a decade plus, decade and a half on these guys. That is good stuff. That is something that you can hang your hat on for sure. These 2 guys are going to be amazing elite defensemen, left side and right side, for years and years to come. So I do continue to like what I see out of Dawes. I picked him up in fantasy. Yeah, well, really it was because I needed goalie starts, and he's going to get another start here with the back-to-back, so that felt good, but man, probably should have had a W in this one for him. Yeah, I don't think I have any individual players I need to really call out here. It's really just get healthy. The half of the bottom 6 probably should not be in the NHL for the most part. I think they are doing as well as they can given the situation. And it's just get healthy, survive to the All-Star break, and hope on the other side of that we at least have Jack back from there, because it sounds like Smith, he's going to be out for a while. So that means half of our starting 6 defensemen are probably out till at least playoffs, if not the season, with Dougie coming back in hopefully playoffs. Our best player in Jack Hughes, hopefully back on the other side, if not before the All-Star break. And it sounds like Palat is long-term. So we did get Timo back. I'll touch on him here at the end. He had a great game. I said it a little bit earlier. Dominant. Looked great on his feet. High speed. Was throwing the body. Hit the net. Lots of great passes. Shots. I thought he did just about everything you would want from your first game back from an injury. Got on the score sheet. So, yeah, love to see that. If he can keep and ramp up from here, this being his first game back, that is one of those elite game breakers we've been talking about that has been injected back into the lineup. And I think could be the difference maker going forward, especially because it is a rough stretch of a lot of games in a short amount of time here for us. Got to get some points and climb back up the boards. We're barely out of it with games in hand. We are still very much in it. So, yeah, got to get some more points on the board. So, going to go ahead and call it there. I'll see you guys, I think it's just in a couple days. So, as always and forever, let's go Devils, baby.